For the nearly 18 million Americans who have type 2 diabetes, managing the disease can at times be overwhelming. It is possible, however, to maintain a high quality of life while also adhering to medical requirements. Joining us today from Martha Jefferson Healthwise is diabetes educator Barbara Martin, here to talk about certain lifestyle changes that can help those with diabetes enjoy a more fulfilling life. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Beth.
Thanks. Well, Barbara, first of all, let's talk about what does a diagnosis of diabetes mean?
Well, it means that the blood sugar is elevated. For those with type 2 diabetes, it means their bodies are making insulin, but the insulin is not working well, which means they need to watch what they eat, they need to exercise, and possibly take medication. Diabetes is a chronic disease. There is no cure for it at this point in time. I'm hoping at some point we'll be able to say something different about that. And sometimes it's pretty devastating to get that kind of news. But it can be controlled, it is manageable, and I think it's important to remember that.
Absolutely. So then for those recently diagnosed with diabetes, what are the most important lifestyle changes they should consider?
Well, I think education about the diabetes, while it's not a lifestyle change, is important because the patient is the one that manages the diabetes day to day. So they can't do that unless they have a very good understanding of diabetes. And then looking at whether or not they smoke, looking at how they eat, looking at their exercise. And some people have a few changes to make, some people have lots of changes to make. But I do think it's best to approach changes slowly and to pick one or two little things at a time to work on, master those, and then move on to something else. Otherwise, it is way too overwhelming.
Absolutely. And you mentioned smoking. So what role does smoking and even alcohol play in diabetes?
Well, smoking and diabetes is a very lethal combination. Smoking affects blood vessels. Diabetes, high blood sugars can affect blood vessels. So you're really doing a lot of harm to the blood vessels in the body. Unfortunately, we can't change the diabetes, and it's not easy to change smoking, but that is really an important thing to consider. Alcohol can sometimes be used for people with diabetes in moderation.
Okay, well, that's interesting and important information to pass along tonight. Barbara Martin with Martha Jefferson Hospital. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And for additional information, visit our web channel at wcav.tv.